Okay, good afternoon, guys. Welcome to our second week of this English classes. Let me set the screen. Okay, we're on. Yes, cool. Okay, we're going to start with the same as always. Vamos a empezar con los avisos parroquiales de todos los días. ¿Hasta cuándo pueden resolver el formulario? El formulario va a estar disponible hasta que esté disponible el siguiente. Por ejemplo, este viernes lo subieron al parecer como a las 5 de la tarde, ¿ok? Para que lo tengan en consideración. De todas maneras, ahorita vamos a hacer un pequeño repaso para la gente que todavía tiene dudas y que todavía no lo ha resuelto. ¿Qué más? Bueno, también me sugirieron que tuviéramos más ejercicios en clase. Creo que sí, está bien. Me parece muy oportuno. Y, ok, vamos a empezar entonces con el repaso. Vamos a empezar a partir de Adverbs of Frequency, que creo que es lo que tuvo menos tiempo la clase pasada. I cannot see that. Okay, we're going to start here. También me han estado pidiendo la presentación, pero eso no sé cómo podría mandárselas. He estado pensando, si tienen alguna sugerencia, sí se las acepto porque pues sí me parece prudente que la tengan, pero no sé si por medio de un drive y quizá poniendo el link en la caja de descripción del video para que ustedes puedan accesar a la... No sé, es que si se las mando todos me la han pedido como 40 personas, entonces no termino. Déjenme ver cómo puedo resolver eso para que tengan pues las notas, ¿no? De todas maneras la clase está disponible en YouTube para todos en el momento que quieran. Pero bueno, ok. Adverbs of frequency. First, what is an adverb? We use them to express when or how often something happens. Okay, los usamos para decir qué tan seguido algo pasa y solemos usarlos con presente simple. Then we have a scale. Tenemos una escala. Aquí la manejamos por porcentajes, ¿no? De qué tan seguido sucede algo. También tenemos expresiones de frecuencia, que no es lo mismo. Always, siempre. Often, a menudo. Usually, usualmente. Sometimes, a veces. Hardly ever, casi nunca. And never, nunca. Okay? 100%, 90%, 70%, 50%, 10%, and 0%. Now, we have a question. How often? Para preguntar con qué frecuencia algo sucede, usamos la pregunta how often. How often and the rest, okay? Never is used in affirmative sentences with negative meaning. What does that mean? Lo usamos en afirmaciones con un sentido negativo. For example, they never go to school. In this case, no ir a la escuela es negativo. Ellos nunca van a la escuela, pero la oración, si se fijan, es positiva. ¿Cómo sé que es positiva? Porque no tengo un auxiliar, ¿ok? No hay un don't, por ejemplo. They don't never go to school. That's a mistake. Con never no tenemos que usar el auxiliar negativo. Then, the position. With the verb to be, okay, recordamos que tenemos dos versiones del presente simple. Una es el verb to be y otra es el do y does. Con el verbo to be lo vamos a tener en afirmativas después del verbo to be. She is always happy. Okay, verb to be. And then I have my adverb. In negative, after the verb to be again. They aren't usually at home. Después del verbo to be, de nuevo. And are you often nervous? In question. After the subject. Okay, not the verb to be. After the subject. Are you often nervous? ¿Estás nervioso a menudo? ¿Sueles estar nervioso? Then. Okay, and with the present simple, we do or does. We're going to have the adverb in affirmatives before the verb, antes del verbo. We hardly ever eat chicken. Nosotros casi nunca comemos pollo. Hardly ever. Okay, before the verb, antes de mi verbo. My verb is eat. Then in negatives, he doesn't often watch television. Between the auxiliary and the verb. En negativas lo vamos a tener entre mi auxiliar, que es doesn't. Why? Because we have third person. And my verb, my main verb, watch. He doesn't often watch television. Él no ve televisión a menudo. ¿Ok? La traducción no va a ser literal. Él no a menudo ve televisión. No. En inglés siempre tenemos que hacer interpretación, porque las estructuras no son las mismas que en español. And interrogatives. Do you always do your homework? En interrogativos lo vamos a tener antes del verbo. Do you always do your homework? My verb is do. Okay, mi verbo es hacer. ¿Tú haces siempre tu tarea o siempre haces tu tarea? Before the verb. And then I put here the meanings. Okay, les puse los significados. After, después, before, antes, and between, entre. Prepositions. Okay, I repeat it. With the verb to be. After the verb to be in affirmatives. In negatives is the same. After the verb to be. It doesn't matter, there is in negative. And interrogatives. After the subject. Okay, verb, subject, adverb frequency. And with the present simple, do or does. Affirmatives before the verb. Okay, I have my verb here and my adverb before. And negatives between the auxiliary and the verb. The auxiliary negative form, of course. Then I have my adverb frequency, then I have my verb again, and the rest. And in questions, we're going to have my adverb frequency before the verb. Okay, before the verb, do. I have my adverb before. Okay, that will be the position of the adverbs of frequency. What are the adverbs? Always, often, usually, sometimes, hardly ever, never. We have some others like seldom, rarely. Tenemos otros como seldom, rarely, pero those are the most common ones. Okay, estos son los más comunes. Now, okay, we also checked the expressions of frequency. Okay, time expressions. We have once, that means una vez. Twice, that means dos veces. And after twice, we're going to have the mention, we're going to have to mention the number and also times. 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, 7 times, and so on. Ok, para expresar que hacemos algo una vez, podemos decir once. Like once upon a time. Have you ever seen that expression? Twice, dos veces. But after twice, después de twice, tenemos que mencionar el número y las veces. 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, 7 times. Okay, then we can use days, weeks, months, years, and the correct form to use them will be once a month, twice a month, 3 times a month, 4 times a month. Or we can use also this every day, always, every week, every month, every year. Cada día, cada semana, cada mes, cada año, una vez al mes, 2 veces al mes, 3 veces al mes, 4 veces al mes. Ok, esta va a ser la estructura que vamos a usar. Once a month, once a day, once a week, or once a year. ¿Va? No otra forma. Once the month, por ejemplo, no. Siempre once a month. Or every. Every is common too. Every day, cada día, every week, cada semana, every month, cada mes, every year, cada año. Okay, también es una expresión de frecuencia. Or once or twice, una vez, 2 veces. After that, I use 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, 11 times, 20 times. Okay. Solamente tenemos once y twice, que son específicas para una vez o para 2 veces. Okay, next. Here we have some examples. I take English classes once a week. Tomo clases de inglés una vez a la semana. Tomo clases de inglés 2 veces a la semana. After that, 3 times. Tomo clases de inglés 3 veces a la semana. Ok, esta expresión a week significa a la semana. Now, we can also make questions. WH questions, for example, what time? ¿A qué hora do you usually go to bed on Friday? ¿A qué hora sueles ir a la cama los viernes? And my answer, I retake the adverb. Retomo el adverb and I say, I usually go to bed on Friday at 11 p.m. Okay? Usualmente yo voy a la cama el viernes a las 11 p.m. How often? My question, how often? ¿Con qué frecuencia? Do you go to the cinema? Okay, ¿qué tan seguido? ¿Con qué frecuencia? I go to the cinema once a month. Okay, ahí ya no digo usually, for example, or hardly ever. Si me están preguntando con qué frecuencia, I'll choose one of these expressions. Once a month, once a year, or every week. Or you can use a day of the week, for example, on Sundays, los domingos. And then, what time do you usually watch TV? And then I have my verb, and before my verb, I have my adverb. Okay, ¿a qué hora usualmente ves televisión? I usually watch TV at 10 p.m. Usualmente veo televisión a las 10 de la noche. Now, we check this exercise. Okay, so we're going to start with a practice. It says, fill in the blanks with the best adverbs of frequency. I have the options here. Sometimes, hardly ever, always, for two, never, for two, and usually. What do you have to do? You're going to read the sentence. My brother is never sad. He is happy. You know now the meanings of all of these adverbs. You know, sometimes, a veces, hardly ever, casi nunca, always, siempre, never, nunca, and usually, usualmente. Mi hermano nunca está triste. Él está feliz. Okay, if I have a never, we need the opposite, the antonym, el antónimo de never. Okay, then I always remember to do my homework. Yo siempre recuerdo hacer mi tarea. And then again, I have subject, adverb, and my verb. I forget to do it. I have always. I need the antonym of always. Right? Okay, pay attention in the adverb in the first sentence. Then, Steve goes to a cinema once a year. Once a year. Muy raro, right? Una vez al año. Muy poquito. He watches movies. Si solo va una vez al año, ¿con qué frecuencia creen ustedes que vea películas? Number 4. I get up at 5 o'clock, 7 days a week. Me levanto a las 5, 7 días a la semana. 7 días a la semana. What does that mean? I get up early, a las 5. Si me levanto a las 5, 7 días a la semana, ¿con qué frecuencia creen que me levante temprano? Number 5. It's always hot and sunny where I live. That's why I see snow. Okay, here I am using WH words, but not in questions. Estoy usando palabras con WH, pero no precisamente en preguntas. It's always hot and sunny where I live. Siempre está caluroso y soleado donde yo vivo, where I live. Siempre está caluroso y soleado donde yo vivo. That's why, es por eso que yo see snow, ver nieve o ver nevar. Si siempre está caluroso y soleado, ¿con qué frecuencia creen ustedes que yo vea nevar? Okay, number 6. This is a short conversation. Es una pequeña conversación. Do you like to drink coffee? ¿Te gusta beber café? And the answer is yes, but only. Sí, pero solo. How often, right? It says not often. This is a key. Keywords. Pero no a menudo. Okay? Just twice a week. 2 veces a la semana. ¿Cuál es el adverb of frequency que quedaría con 2 veces a la semana? You're going to check the scale here. Okay? Always, often, usually, sometimes, hardly ever, or never. And the number 7, I take a bus to work 5 times a week, 5 veces a la semana. Yo tomo el autobús al trabajo 5 veces a la semana. Okay, how many? 5. So you check your scale again. and you complete. This is a keyword, 5 times a week. Okay, so I'm going to give you 5 minutes to complete this activity, and then we check, okay, as a group. So you have, this means that you need to use always twice, okay, van a tener que usar always dos veces, twice, and also never, never twice. Okay, so you have 5 minutes starting now. Okay, it's time, so let's check. My first sentence, it says, my brother is never sad. What is the opposite of never? Si nunca está triste, entonces siempre está feliz. Okay, so I'll use always once. He's always happy. And then I have my verb to be and my adverb. Next, I always remember to do my homework. Then again, it's the same. The opposite of always is never. So, si siempre recuerdo hacer mi tarea, entonces nunca olvido hacerla. I never forget to do it. Next, number 3. Steve goes to the cinema once a year. Once a year. Casi nunca, right? So, I'll say he hardly ever watches movies. Él rara vez mira películas, ¿ok? Porque solo va al cine una vez al año. Next, I get up at 5 o'clock 7 days a week. Me levanto a las 5, 7 días a la semana. What does that mean? That I always get up early. ¿Ok? Siempre me levanto temprano, los 7 días de la semana. And then I have used both. Number 5, it's always hot and sunny where I live. That's why, what? Then again is the antonym of always, the opposite. Si siempre está soleado y caluroso, entonces nunca veo nevar o nunca veo nieve. Right? Next, the conversation. Do you like to drink coffee? ¿Te gusta beber café? Yes, but only, not often. Often is my second, 90%. Okay, en la escala es el que sigue de always. Entonces es algo muy a menudo. Si aquí me dice not often, entonces no es muy a menudo. Just twice a week. Twice a week will mean sometimes. A veces. ¿Ok? Sí, pero solo a veces. No a menudo. Solo 2 veces a la semana. I repeat, do you like to drink coffee? Yes, but only sometimes. Not often. Just twice a week. Then number 7, I take a bus to work 5 times a week. 5 times a week. What do you think? In the scale, well, is the one that is rest, right? Usually. Usualmente tomo el autobús al trabajo 5 veces a la semana. Okay, in the scale, usually. Okay, if you want to take a screenshot, this is the moment. Si quieren tomar un screenshot, this is the moment. Okay, please. Try to repeat after me wherever you are. Number 1, my brother is never sad. He's always happy. My brother is never sad. He's always happy. Next, I always remember to do my homework. I always remember to do my homework. I never forget to do it. I never forget to do it. Number 3, Steve goes to a cinema once a year. Steve goes to a cinema once a year. He hardly ever watches movies. He hardly ever watches movies. Next, I get up at 5 o'clock, 7 days a week. I always get up early. I get up at 5 o'clock, 7 days a week. I always get up early. Next, it's always hot and sunny where I live. That's why I never see snow. It's always hot and sunny where I live. That's why I never see snow. Next, do you like to drink coffee? Do you like to drink coffee? Yes, but only sometimes. Not often, just twice a week. Yes, but only sometimes. Not often, just twice a week. Next, I usually take a bus to work 5 times a week. I usually take a bus to work 5 times a week. Okay, so take a screenshot, please, and we're going to pass with the next exercise. Okay, here. Okay, it says, choose the correct option to complete each sentence. Elige la opción correcta para completar cada frase. Number 1, I'm never late for our English class. I'm on time. Yo nunca estoy tarde para la clase de inglés. Yo estoy on time, a tiempo. So, what do you think? We have often, usually, and always. Is the opposite of never. I'm going to put it in orange. Those are the keywords. Son las palabras clave, okay, para que entiendan. Number 2, James goes to the beach only once a year. James va a la playa solo una vez al año. He goes to the beach. What do you think? Una vez al año will mean hardly ever, never, or always. Okay? Next, my sister often a book in the evenings. Then I need my verb, not the adverb. My sister often a book, my sister, third person. Okay, a book in the evenings. Mi hermana a menudo lee un libro en las tardes. But don't forget that we have a third person, singular. Next, I eat junk food because I know it's not very healthy. I eat junk food. Junk food is comida rápida, like burgers, fries, pizza, all of that. Because I know it's not very healthy. Yo como comida rápida porque sé que no es muy saludable. Si sé que no es muy saludable, entonces, what do you think? Always, usually, or hardly ever. Okay? Then, she doesn't finish work early because she's often busy. Ella no termina de trabajar temprano porque ella está a menudo ocupada. Okay, she's often busy. Ella no termina de trabajar temprano. You have to tell me how often. Tienen que decirme ustedes con qué frecuencia, siguiendo el contexto de la oración. Because she's often busy. Ella a menudo está ocupada. And the options are never, usually, and always. And number 6, we visit our grandparents 3 or 4 times. Why is it in capital letter? 3 or 4 times. Nosotros visitamos a nuestros abuelos 3 o 4 veces. The month, or a month. Okay, remember the structure. Now I'm gonna give you 5 minutes to complete this part. I'm gonna put you once a year. That's the keyword in number 2. Mm, my sister is a keyword in number 3. Number 4, okay, number 4, my keyword is this part. Number 5, yes, is often. And number 6, times. Times is my keyword. Okay, so 5 minutes starting now. Okay, time. Let's check. In the number 1, it says, I'm never late for our English class. I need the opposite. The opposite of never, as in the other exercise, is the same. I'm never late for English class. I'm always on time. Okay, siempre estoy a tiempo. Then in number 2, James goes to the beach only once a year. He goes to the beach. I have, my options are never and always. Always is 100%, like every day, and never 0%. So the most proper is hardly ever because he goes to the beach once a year. So I'll say hardly ever. Mis opciones eran casi nunca, nunca y siempre. Nunca y siempre son absolutas, por lo tanto no puede ser porque sí va una vez al año. La única que me queda es hardly ever. Okay. Number 3. My sister often a book in the evenings. In this case, is more related to the present simple, right? My sister, third person. So what do? My verb is read, but third person, I add a letter S. My sister often reads a book in the evenings. Then number 4. I eat junk food because I know it's not very healthy. Okay. Yo como comida rápida porque sé que no es muy saludable. Always, siempre, pay attention. Yo siempre como comida rápida porque sé que no es muy saludable. No tiene mucho sentido, ¿no? Letter B. I usually eat junk food because I know it's not very healthy. Usualmente como comida rápida porque sé que no es muy saludable. Not right. So, of course, yo rara vez como comida rápida porque sé que no es muy saludable. And I use hardly ever again. Okay, number 5. She doesn't finish work early because she's often busy. Ella termina de trabajar temprano porque ella suele estar ocupada. Always, ella no siempre termina de trabajar temprano porque ella suele estar ocupada. No, right? Ella doesn't never, it is not possible, right? She doesn't never, not possible. Only in affirmatives. So the option is the letter B. She doesn't usually. Ella usualmente no termina de trabajar temprano porque suele estar ocupada, porque a menudo está ocupada. Okay, similar. It's like a synonym. Es como un sinónimo, un poco. Usualmente, a menudo, right? And our last one, number 6. We visit our grandparents 3 or 4 times. What was the structure that I told you? Once a month, twice a month, 3 times a month, 4 times a month. So we're going to follow the structure and it says 3 or 4 times, letter C, a month. Visitamos a nuestros abuelos 3 o 4 veces al mes. Okay. Let's read them again and try to repeat after me. I'm never late for English class. I'm always on time. I'm never late for our English class. I'm always on time. Number 2. James goes to the beach only once a year. He hardly ever goes to the beach. James goes to the beach only once a year. He hardly ever goes to the beach. Next, my sister often reads a book in the evenings. My sister often reads a book in the evenings. Next, I hardly ever eat junk food because I know it's not very healthy. I hardly ever eat junk food because I know it's not very healthy. Next, she doesn't usually finish work early because she's often busy. She doesn't usually finish work early because she's often busy. And the last one. We visit our grandparents 3 or 4 times a month. We visit our grandparents 3 or 4 times a month. Okay, so if you want to take a screenshot, this could be a good moment. And we continue with the next activity. Okay, so we're going to take a short break for you to go for a beverage or something to eat. And then we continue, okay? We're gonna have a 5-minute break. Vamos a tomar un descanso de unos 5 minutitos y continuamos, ¿ok? Para que vayan por algo de tomar, algo de comer. Vamos a continuar con una lectura, ¿ok? Ya sabemos cómo usamos los adverbs of frequency o los time expressions. En oraciones vamos a ver cómo lo usamos ya en un contexto más amplio, en una rutina, por ejemplo. Okay, so our break starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, time. Let's continue. Okay, how do I use the adverbs of frequency or the time expressions in a routine? For example, in a job interview, the interviewer asked me to talk about me or my family or what I do, okay, in my days. Por ejemplo, si estoy en una entrevista de trabajo y me preguntan cuál es mi rutina, este es un buen ejemplo para que observen cómo se estructura más o menos. Lo voy a leer. I'm gonna read it and try to check the pronunciation. Okay, if you have some doubts about the pronunciation, try to check it. Okay, it says Emma's daily routine. La rutina diaria de Emma. Hi, my name is Emma. I'm 25 years old and I'm American. If she's American, I live with my family in Miami in the United States. So the country is the United States or the USA, and the nationality is American, right? Next, my day usually starts quite early. I always get up at 7:30 on weekdays, but at the weekends I sleep an hour and a half longer. When I get up, I go to the bathroom first. I wash my face to wake me up, brush my teeth, and then I have a shower. After that, I brush my hair and I get dressed. I usually wear casual clothes like jeans, shorts, t-shirts, and trainers. Now in Spanish. Mi día usualmente empieza un poco temprano. Siempre me levanto a las 7:30 on weekdays, en los días del lunes a viernes. Those are my weekdays. And the weekends, Saturday and Sunday. Okay, los weekdays, lunes a viernes, los weekends, sábado y domingo. But at the weekends, los fines de semana, duermo 1 hora y media más. Okay, an hour and a half longer. Cuando me levanto, voy al baño primero y lavo mi cara para despertarme. I wash my face to wake me up. Lavo mis dientes y tomo un baño. Después de eso, cepillo mi cabello y me visto. Usualmente utilizo ropa casual como jeans, shorts, playeras y tenis, trainers. Okay, we can say them trainers, sneakers. Okay. Next, I always have breakfast with my mom and my little brother Tommy. My dad never has breakfast with us because he starts work early on weekdays. I usually have a bowl of cornflakes with hot milk and toast with marmalade. Before I go to school, I have to walk our dog Bones. Now in Spanish. Siempre desayuno con mi mamá y mi hermanito, Tommy. Okay, look at this. It says, I always have breakfast with my mom and my little brother. But we don't translate it as literal. Okay, no lo traducimos literal. Yo siempre tengo desayuno con mi mamá y mi hermanito. No. Siempre desayuno. Have breakfast. Siempre desayuno con mi mamá y mi hermanito Tommy. Mi papá nunca desayuna con nosotros porque él empieza a trabajar temprano de lunes a viernes. Usualmente desayuno, I have a bowl, okay, in terms of food, cuando es relacionado a comida, a lo que comemos, utilizamos el verbo have. Usualmente, tomo un tazón de cornflakes con leche caliente y pan tostado, toast. Pan tostado con mermelada. Before I go to school, I have to walk our dog Bones. Antes de ir a la escuela, tengo que caminar a nuestro perro Bones, ¿ok? Sacarlo a pasear. Bones, huesos, like the Simpsons stuff. Okay, next. I usually walk to work because I don't live very far. My workday starts at 8:30. I have two breaks, one at 11 and the next at 1, to get some food or coffee. Work finishes at 3:30 and my dad picks me up and we come back home by car. Then we have lunch together. Okay, now in Spanish. Usualmente camino al trabajo porque no vivo muy lejos. Mi jornada laboral empieza a las 8:30 y tengo 2 descansos, uno a las 11 y otro a la 1 para ir por algo de comer o por café. El trabajo termina a las 3:30 y mi papá me recoge, picks me up, pasa por mí y regresamos a casa en coche. Okay, se va caminando, regresa en coche con su papá. Y tomamos el lunch juntos. After lunch, I play with my brother for a while, and then I do some exercise. Twice a week, I have basketball practice. I love doing sports. Después de lunch, juego con mi hermanito un rato, for a while. Y después hago un poco de ejercicio. 2 veces a la semana, twice a week, I have basketball practice. Tengo práctica de básquet. Me encantan los deportes, ¿ok? Adoro practicar deportes. Next, before dinner, I sometimes meet my friends or watch a TV program. I hardly ever play computer games. I simply find them boring. We have dinner at 7:30 and I often set the table. After dinner, I read a book or surf the internet for a while. At 9:30, I go to the bathroom to brush my teeth and put on my pajamas. Before I fall asleep, I watch some videos on YouTube. Antes de cenar, a veces me reúno con mis amigos. I sometimes meet my friends. Okay, reunirse, meet. O veo algún programa de televisión. Yo rara vez juego juegos de computadora o video games. Simplemente los encuentro aburridos. I simply find them boring. Okay, simplemente los encuentro aburridos. Nosotros cenamos a las 7:30 y yo suelo poner la mesa, set the table. Después de la cena leo un libro o navego en internet un rato, for a while. A las 9:30 voy al baño a lavarme los dientes y me pongo mi pijama, ¿ok? Pajamas. Antes de quedarme dormida, before I fall asleep, antes de quedarme dormida, veo algunos videos en YouTube, ¿no? Como para arrullarse. Okay, I'm going to read it again. If you have doubts of an expression or something like that, you can write me, okay, to my email, and I explain you then again. Or you can consult again the video on YouTube. Emma's daily routine. Hi, my name is Emma. I'm 25 years old and I'm American. I'm going to read it faster. Voy a leerlo un poco más rápido. I'm 25 years old and I'm American. I live with my family in Miami in the United States. My day usually starts quite early. I always get up at 7:30 on weekdays, but at the weekends I sleep an hour and a half longer. When I get up, I go to the bathroom first. I wash my face to wake me up, brush my teeth, and then I have a shower. After that, I brush my hair and get dressed. I usually wear casual clothes like jeans, shorts, t-shirts, and trainers. I always have breakfast with my mom and my little brother Tommy. My dad never has breakfast with us because he starts work early on weekdays. I usually have a bowl of cornflakes with hot milk and toast with marmalade. Before I go to school, I have to walk our dog Bones. I usually walk to work because I don't live very far. My workday starts at 8:30. I have two breaks, one at 11 and the next at 1 to get some food or coffee. Work finishes at 3:30 and my dad picks me up and we come back home by car. Then we have lunch together. After lunch, I play with my brother for a while and then I do some exercise. Twice a week, I have basketball practice. I love doing sports. Before dinner, I sometimes meet my friends or watch a TV program. I hardly ever play computer games, I simply find them boring. We have dinner at 7:30 and I often set a table. After dinner, I read a book or surf the internet for a while. At 9:30, I go to the bathroom to brush my teeth and put on my pajamas. Before I fall asleep, I watch some videos on YouTube. Okay? Now, my day usually starts. That will be simple present. Mi día usualmente empieza. And the subject, el sujeto, is my day. Then I always get up early. Always. Then again, simple present. And my day is third person. So you see here the letter S. Always. Next. Here I'm using the WH word, not in a question. Okay, aquí no solo nos sirven para hacer preguntas, las WH questions, las WH words. También nos sirven como expresiones. Cuando me levanto, ok, when, aquí no es un cuando, es cuando me levanto, sin acento. Voy al baño primero. After that, después de eso, after that, okay, to link ideas, para unir ideas. After that, before. I usually wear casual clothes. Usualmente utilizo ropa casual, como jeans, shorts, t-shirts, and trainers. I always have breakfast. Yo siempre desayuno. My dad never has, third person, my dad, never has breakfast with us because he starts, okay, starts work, él empieza a trabajar temprano on weekdays. I usually have, usualmente desayuno un tazón de cornflakes con leche caliente y pan tostado con mermelada. Before, okay, time expression, antes de ir a la escuela, tengo que caminar, que pasear a nuestro perro. Then I usually walk. Usualmente camino hacia el trabajo. My workday starts. Okay, simple present. My workday is the subject. Mi jornada laboral, en este caso, es mi sujeto. Ok, empieza a las 8:30. Tengo 2 descansos. Work finishes. Work es mi sujeto. Work finishes. El trabajo termina. Ok, no es necesario que siempre sea una persona. No, puede ser un sustantivo. El trabajo termina a las 3:30. And mi papá picks me up. Present simple. This is a phrasal verb. Es un... Bueno, en inglés tenemos verbos compuestos como get up, compuestos de un verbo que es get y una preposición. En este caso, el verbo es pick. Pick es tomar o escoger. Y up, la preposición, que sería arriba. Si lo traducimos no tiene sentido, pero es un verbo y existe. Pick up. Okay, picks me up and we come back home by car. Y nos sirve para indicar que alguien pasa por nosotros o que podemos pasar por alguien. I'll pick you up. Okay, yo paso por ti. I'll pick you up. Y regresamos a casa en carro. Then we have lunch together. After lunch, después del lunch, okay, I play with my brother for a while and then I do some exercise. Twice a week, 2 veces a la semana, tengo práctica de básquet. I love doing sports. Then, before dinner, I sometimes, yo a veces, what does that mean? Once or twice a week, okay? 1 o 2 veces a la semana, sometimes. Meet my friends or watch a TV program. I hardly ever, casi nunca, okay, maybe twice a year, for example, juego videojuegos, simplemente los encuentro aburridos. We have dinner at 7:30 and I often set the table. Yo suelo poner la mesa, okay, algo que es seguido. After dinner, I read a book or surf the internet for a while. Then, before I fall asleep, antes de quedarme dormido o dormida, veo algunos videos en YouTube. Okay, before I fall asleep, quedarse dormido. Este es un verbo junto. Fall asleep. Now, if you want, it will be a good idea if you take a screenshot right now. Sería una buena idea tomar un screenshot porque vamos a hacer un ejercicio como de lectura de comprensión. Here I have some questions related to the Emma's daily routine. So, if you want to take a picture, okay, could be too, una foto también puede ser, un screenshot, para que podamos pasar a la actividad siguiente. Okay, I'm going to change. Okay, so it says, answer the questions about Emma. Our first question, how old is Emma? How old? ¿Cuál es su edad? Okay, ¿cuál es la edad de Emma? Where does she live? Where? ¿Dónde vive? Where does she live? What kind of clothes does she like? ¿Qué tipo de ropa le gusta? What kind of clothes does she like? What does she have for breakfast? ¿Qué desayuna? What does she have for breakfast? Next, how does Emma usually get to school? How does Emma usually get to school? I'm sorry, it's not school, it's work. Get to work. Usualmente, ¿cómo llega al trabajo? And the next, where does she go twice a week? ¿A dónde va 2 veces a la semana? Okay, first, how old is Emma? ¿Cuál es su edad? Where does she live? ¿Dónde vive? Look at the structure, WH word. auxiliary, subject, and the verb. What kind of clothes does she like? ¿Qué tipo de ropa le gusta? What does she have for breakfast? ¿Qué desayuna? Where does Emma usually get to work? How does Emma usually get to work? ¿Cómo llega Emma al trabajo? And the last one, where does she go twice a week? ¿A dónde va ella 2 veces a la semana? Okay, I'm gonna give you 5 minutes to answer this part, and then we check with a reading. Okay, so 5 minutes is starting now. Okay, time. So let's check. The first question is, how old is Emma? Okay, what's her age? ¿Cuál es su edad? Now, let's go to the text, and here she says, I'm 25 years old. So that will be the answer for the first. Next, it says, where does she live? Where does she live? ¿Dónde vive? I live with my family in Miami in the United States. So she lives here. We're gonna make some changes. We're just gonna say in Miami in the United States, just like that. Next, what kind of clothes does she like? It says casual clothes like jeans, shorts, t-shirts, and trainers. Okay, next, what does she have for breakfast? ¿Qué desayuna? I usually a bowl of cornflakes with hot milk and toast with marmalade. Okay, that will be the answer for the number 4. Number 5, how does Emma usually get to work? ¿Cómo llega al trabajo? Here she says, walk to work. We're gonna put it here in the correct form. Okay, it says, how does Emma usually get to work? We're gonna make some changes. She usually walks to work. Okay, and that's all. And where does she go twice a week? Let's check. It says twice a week I have basketball practice. So we're gonna select this part. And we're gonna add more information to make it more complete. She goes to her basketball practice. Okay, just like that. So we have, how old is Emma? We're gonna change this out. She's 25 years old. Where does she live? In Miami, in the United States. What kind of clothes does she like? Casual clothes like jeans, short t-shirts, and trainers. What does she have for breakfast? A bowl of cornflakes with hot milk and toast with marmalade. How does Emma usually get to work? She usually walks to work. Okay, ella llega caminando. And where does she go twice a week? ¿A dónde va 2 veces a la semana? She goes, ella va a su práctica de básquetbol. Okay, she goes to her basketball practice. And that's all. Okay, so with this we have finished the adverbs of frequency. We're going to change to another subject. Okay, first, nouns. What is a noun? In Spanish, un noun es un sustantivo. ¿Qué es un sustantivo? Son palabras que no son verbos, no son descripciones, ni tampoco preposiciones. Okay, también pueden ser cosas, ideas. Por ejemplo, gato o amor. ¿Okay? El amor realmente no es una cosa, pero es una idea o un sentimiento. Y pueden funcionar también como sujeto en una oración. Por ejemplo, en la lectura que vimos ahorita, el trabajo. ¿Okay? El trabajo funciona como un sujeto. El trabajo termina. O la jornada laboral. La jornada laboral es un sustantivo. Now, in English, nouns es lo mismo que sustantivos. Son is a person, place, animal, thing, feeling. Okay. Un noun no es una acción, a verb. It's not a description, adjective, or is not a preposition. Okay. No es un verbo, una acción. Un verbo no es un sustantivo. Una descripción o un adjetivo tampoco es un sustantivo y tampoco lo es una preposición. Here are some examples. Canada is a large country. Let me use my pen. Okay. Canada is a large country. We have Canada. Canadá es un país. Por lo tanto, en esta oración también está funcionando como un sujeto. En este caso, Canadá sí es un sustantivo. Then we have is. Is this a noun? No, because is a verb. A is not a noun because it's a determiner. Es un artículo. And large is a description, an adjective. Okay, and country, país. Country is a noun. Porque no es un verbo, no es un adjetivo, no es una preposición. Next, my best friend is funny. Mi mejor amigo es divertido. My best friend. No. Best is an adjective. Friend is the noun. ¿Ok? Tenemos un solo sustantivo en esta frase. Y sería amigo. Is a verb. And funny is an adjective. Okay? Next, I have the dog and the cat are friends. 3 nouns. Dog, cat, and friends. Are is not a noun, are is a verb. De is a determiner. And is not a noun. And de is not a noun. Okay? And is y. Okay? Es para unir ideas. No es un sustantivo. Mis sustantivos aquí es perro, gato y amigos. Nada más. Now, next, it says, you have to try to find the nouns in each sentence. We have here 10 sentences. Okay, I'm going to give you just 3 minutes, to analyze them. I'm going to give you the first. My son lives in London. My son lives in London. In is a preposition, so it's not a noun. My is an article, so it's not a noun. So, lives. Lives is the verb, it's not a noun. So we have just 2 nouns, son and London. London because it's a place. Ok, ¿cuáles son mis sustantivos en la primera? Tengo my es un pronombre, Tengo lives, que incluso está conjugado, es el verbo. In, que es una preposición. Y ya solo tengo hijo, mi hijo, y London. Hijo es un sustantivo, is a noun, son. And London is a noun too, is a place, es un lugar. Okay, continue with the next 9 and then we check. Okay, just 3 minutes. Try to analyze. In fact, yes, all of them are third person. Deception is the last one. Okay, todos son tercera persona, a excepción del décimo. Así que es muy fácil identificar cuál es el verbo. Okay, try to identify the nouns and then we check as a group. 3 minutes, starting now. Okay. The time, let's check. Okay, number 2, it says she plays basketball. Plays is my verb, so it's not a noun, no es un sustantivo. We have she. She is my subject, but is a pronoun. Es un pronombre, por lo tanto, no es un sustantivo. We have just basketball. Okay, basketball, yes. Basketball is the noun. Next, number 3. He goes to football every day. Goes, my verb, is not a noun. He is a pronoun, is not a noun. To is a preposition, is not a noun. Every is an adverb, is not a noun. So we have just football, that is a sport, and day, dia. Football and dia. Those are my nouns. Number 4, he loves to play basketball. We start with the verb. It's not a noun. The pronoun, not a noun. To, not a noun. Play, not a noun, it's the verb. And basketball, yes, basketball is the noun. Number 5, does he go to school? Auxiliary, not a noun. He, pronoun, not a noun. Go, verb. To, preposition. My noun is school, escuela. Does he go to school? My noun is school. Number 6, it usually rains every day here. It, pronoun. Usually, adverb of frequency. Rains, verb. Every, time expression. Day, yes, day is a noun, and here, preposition. Aquí. Next, number 7, it smells very delicious in the kitchen. Okay, it, not a noun, pronoun. Smells is the verb. Very, adjective. Delicious, adjective. In, preposition. The, determiner. My noun is kitchen, cocina. The phrases, huele muy delicioso o, yes, well, en la cocina. Mi único sustantivo en esta frase es cocina. Todos los demás son otras cosas. Number 8, George brushes, okay, here's a mistake. We're going to say his teeth twice a day. George brushes his teeth twice a day. Okay, George is a noun. Why? A noun could be a person. Un sustantivo puede ser una persona, pero un pronombre no. George, yes, is a noun, but he is not a noun, is a pronoun. Brushes, verb. His, adjective, possessive. Teeth, dientes, is a noun. Twice a day. Twice is not, and is not, but day, yes. Okay, so 3 nouns, George, teeth, and day. Number 9, he gets up early every day. Pronoun, gets up, phrasal verb. Early, temprano, time expression. Every, cada, day. Day is the noun. Okay, just one noun in the sentence. And number 10, day, pronoun, not a noun. Speak, verb. English is a language, so it's a thing, for example. English is a noun, inglés. In, preposition. USA is a country, so yes is a noun. So I hope it is clearer, the nouns. Okay, espero que ya esté más claro que es un noun. Remember, could be a person, a place, an animal, a thing, or a feeling. And I'm gonna put it here. Also, it could be an idea. Ok, una idea también puede ser un noun. Not an action, not a description, not a preposition, not a pronoun. Ok, solo personas, lugares, animales, cosas, sentimientos o ideas. Now, why are we looking at this? ¿Por qué estamos viendo esto? Because we're going to go with there is and there are. And we need to know first what is a noun. Okay, necesitamos saber primero, para ver gramática, cómo se llaman las partes de una oración. Let me raise the screen. Okay, the use of there is and there are. We use there is or there are to say that something exists in a place. Usamos there is o there are para decir que algo existe en un lugar. ¿Qué verbo utilizamos para decir que algo existe? El verbo haber. Por lo tanto, there is and there are significa hay. ¿Ok? Hay. We often use there is or there are with the determiners a or an, some and any. Solemos usar there is and there are con los determinantes a o an. Aquí los pudieron ver. Twice a day, or is a large country. Okay, estos son los determinantes a or an. Some and any. We use some in positive sentences and any in negative sentences and questions. Okay, usamos some, algunos o algunas, en oraciones positivas o afirmativas y any en negativas o en preguntas. Okay, the difference first between a or an. How do I know? ¿Cómo sé cuál usar? A or an have the same meaning. A y an tienen el mismo significado. The difference depends on the sound at the beginning of the next word. La diferencia para saber cuál usar depende del sonido de la siguiente palabra, del sonido con el que empieza la siguiente palabra. Example, when the next word starts with a consonant sound, we use a. Cuando la palabra siguiente empieza con una consonante, con el sonido de consonante, sonido, no necesariamente que sea una consonante. For example, a book, usamos a car, a dog, a frog, a lemon, a truck. Okay? B sound, C sound, G sound, F sound, L sound, and T sound. Okay? Nuestra palabra siguiente o nuestro sustantivo, todos estos son nouns, book, car, dog, frog, lemon, truck. Todos estos son sustantivos. ¿Ok? A lo vamos a usar para sustantivos. Es por eso que vimos primero que era un sustantivo. Y a y an significan lo mismo. Un o una. Un o una. La diferencia para saber cuál usar es la palabra de la que van acompañados. Por ejemplo, un libro. Y mi palabra libro empieza con un sonido de B, book. So, consonant. A car, un carro. A dog, un perro. A frog, una rana. A lemon, un limón. A truck, un camión. ¿Ok? En inglés no tenemos géneros distinguidos como una o uno. Siempre es igual, a or an. It depends on the sound. And also we have an, when the next word starts with a vowel sound. Cuando mi palabra siguiente empieza con sonido de vocal. Por ejemplo, an apple, an apple, an egg, an egg, an insect, an insect, an orange, an orange, an umbrella, an umbrella, an actor, an actor. Okay, A sound, E sound, I sound, O sound, U sound, and A sound. Todas estas son vocales y también tienen sonido de vocal. Una manzana, un huevo, un insecto, una naranja, un paraguas, un actor. ¿Ok? Es indistintivo. Una o uno. A or an, una o uno. Next. It says, be careful. The sound of the letter is important. El sonido de la letra es importante. No necesariamente cómo se escriba. El sonido es lo más importante. Por ejemplo, I have a house, an hour. In this case, hour, una hora, no empieza con vocal, pero el sonido sí es de una vocal. Ok, an hour. The H at the beginning of hour is silent. Esta no suena, suena a partir de la OU. An hour. So I have to use an. But in house, a house, it starts with the sound of a J, for example. Empieza como con un sonido de una J, a house. So, it doesn't matter that I have an H there. No importa que tenga una H ahí. Voy a poner A. Next, an uncle, an uncle. Un tío, an uncle. Or a university. University starts with letter U, with a vowel. Empieza con una vocal. But the sound is like U, right? Like a letter Y. Not exactly as a vowel. No es exactamente una vocal. Es por eso que aquí no tengo un an university. No, a university. Un tío, una universidad. An uncle, uncle, it starts with vowel sound. But university, no. Let me show you a thing. If I'm not sure about the sound, si no estoy muy seguro sobre el sonido de una palabra, puedo checar en un diccionario. This is the Cambridge. Dictionary Cambridge. Okay? I have my word, university. Here it says, is a noun, es un sustantivo. En todos los diccionarios, bueno, esto supongo que lo saben, ¿no? Pero en todos los diccionarios nos dice si la palabra que estamos buscando es un adjetivo, es un pronombre, es un sustantivo, es un verbo. ¿Ok? Aquí nos dice es un sustantivo. Y nos dice diferentes sonidos. Nos dice el sonido de the UK, de British English. Y nos dice el sonido de Estados Unidos. En las dos, si se dan cuenta, nos dice you. You. Por lo tanto, no empieza en vocal el sonido, no la palabra. ¿Ok? El sonido. Todos estos es como se representa el sonido, la pronunciación. La pronunciación nos indica que tenemos que empezar con una con un sonido como una J. University. ¿Ok? Entonces aquí sabemos que si queremos saber si es a o an, nos guiamos por esto, no por cómo se escribe, sino por cómo se escucha. ¿Ok? Esta es la página de cambridge.org. Now, next. Okay, so we use there is or there are to say that something exists in a place, right? I can use singular or plural. Okay, my singular will be there is, or the contraction there's. There's a river, hay un río. Or I can say too, there is a river. Hay un río. Or the contracted form, there's. And my negative form, there isn't a river. Okay, I will use the negative form of is. I can say there isn't or there is not. There is not a river. Okay, or there's not. There is not a river. Right? And also we have some plurals, like there are some restaurants. Ok, some lo vamos a usar siempre en plurales, porque es algunos. Entonces no lo puedo poner en singular, porque ya no quedaría. Hay algunos ríos. Not possible. So only in plurals. There are some restaurants. Hay algunos restaurantes. Ok. La expresión completa, there is or there are, significa hay. Hay algunos restaurantes. And this is important. I cannot say there are, like that. There are some restaurants. Okay, like that, no, that's a mistake. No puedo contraer there are, solo there is. Okay, not there are, no. And my negative form will be there aren't any restaurants. Okay, do you remember we said that any, we use it in negatives or questions. Any solo lo puedo usar en negativos y preguntas. Por lo tanto, aquí, si ya dije there are some, hay algunos, para negarlo voy a decir no hay ningún restaurante. Okay? Or there are not any restaurants. And just like that. Okay, two possibilities. There aren't any restaurants, or the full form, there are not any restaurants. Okay, next. Of course, we have the yes/no questions para hacer preguntas. For singular, I will ask, is there a bank? ¿Hay un banco? Ok, tengo ahí mi a. Y mi noun o mi sustantivo sería bank. ¿Hay un banco? Yes, there is. No, there isn't. Or no, there is not. Ok, yes, there is. No, there isn't. No, no hay. Esta va a ser mi short answer. Yes, there is. No, there isn't. Or for plural, sorry. Are there any shops? ¿Hay alguna tienda? Yes, there are. No, there aren't. Ok, hay algunas tiendas. Sí, sí hay. No, no hay. any. In questions. In questions, yes, it is possible to use any. But no in plurals. For example, are there, like that, there are any restaurants? No, not possible. Okay, there are any restaurants is not a possible structure. There are some restaurants. Okay, any solo en preguntas y en negativos. We're going to use there is to talk about a list of singular things. Ok, vamos a usar there is para hablar de una lista de cosas singulares. ¿Qué significa esto? There is a book, a phone, and a laptop on the table. Ok, cada una es un singular, un libro, un teléfono, una laptop en la mesa. Entonces, no puedo poner there are a book, a phone, and a laptop on the table. No importa que sean varias cosas. Si son varias cosas diferentes y tengo a, voy a usar there is. There is a book, there is a phone, and a laptop on the table. Okay? Now, here we have a short activity. You're going to do it as a homework, and I guess that tomorrow we check this part. Okay? Esto lo van a hacer como tarea y la siguiente clase lo checamos. Okay? As a group. It says, complete with there is and there are. This is very, very simple. You just have to pay attention if we have the determiner. Si tengo a or an, means that I just have one. Si tengo a o an, significa que solo tengo uno. Y si solo tengo uno, voy a usar el que uso para los singulares. Si tengo más de uno, voy a usar el de los plurales. Okay, this is very, very simple. Now, we're going to check the Google Forms. Okay, it says, choose the correct word to complete the sentences. My number one says, any good places to go in the evening? We have a question there. Any good places? Good places, plural. Okay, plural. And remember the structure. Yes, no questions. I invert the verb to be. Invierto el verbo to be para preguntar. Number two, a fantastic Italian restaurant on the corner. Un restaurante italiano fantástico en la esquina. A. Uno. Solo hay uno. Okay. Number three, a subway. Un metro. A. Solo uno. Number four, an old castle in the woods. Un viejo castillo en el bosque. Un. An old castle. And here, my adjective, mi adjetivo starts in vowel sound. Empieza en vocal. Mi adjetivo, no mi sustantivo. Pero sí aplica la misma regla. Okay, and the number five, it says, no, a museum, but there's an art gallery. No, un museo, pero hay una galería de arte. Okay, so those are the options, and good luck. Okay, guys, so tomorrow we continue. We retake this part of the nouns, there is and there are. And that'll be all for today. Okay, thank you all for being here, for your attendance, and see you the next class. Okay, goodbye. Have a great evening.